morning, and thanks for joining me back on some timeline. I'm glad that you're all still on this timeline with me. I just had a latte. The birds are singing. Let's go. It's Sunday. It's October. By the time this comes out, it'll be later in October. I am going to Japan in a little bit, a few days here, and I honestly am so excited to get a little break from little America that I can hardly contain myself. I cried in the shower just at the thought of like not being in this psychic space that is America right now, and like the weight of like what we carry as being in like the pretty much one of the, if not the most evil, one of the most having evil nations in the world. And I've been scrolling on threads and different things, and there was this guy from the UK that was like, oh, I just got back from America to the UK, and I just like honestly miss being in America so much. Like I miss like how much you can travel around and meet new people, and it's like, yeah, America is really cool. Like it's like huge. It's got a ton of diversity. It's got a ton of different things going on. It's exciting. I love it. I love the land. I love the people, at least the people here in LA. Most of the people I meet are pretty cool. But then all the comments of that post were like, you're welcome here anytime. You deserve it more than the people that don't love America. Like we like love America. And I was like, God, there's just so much obsession with loving America. Like you guys, America is like, it's not like real. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like saying like, oh, I love like Jesus. It's like, yeah, you can love it. It's like, I love Lord of the Rings, you know? I love I don't expect everyone to love all the ideas that I like love. But I do like love, like when I say I love LA, I'm not saying like I love like Karen Bass, and I love like the institutions, and I love like the way LADWP like has wrecked the Central Valley and stolen water. It's like, no, I'm like, when I say I love LA, I mean like I love Hill. I do love movie. I love ocean. I like cafe. You know, I'm not saying like, oh, I love everything about LA. I love the wealth disparity. I love plastic surgery. I love everything that happens here. You know, and it's like, yeah, I love America. That's where I live. Like, I love like the idea of democracy. I like a lot of things Ben Franklin said. I think their wigs were cute. I don't love slaveholding. And I think that it is ironic that we have like all these ideas of obsession with freedom, which like clearly comes from the juxtaposition of the slaveholding that they were doing. It's like, you wouldn't even think of the idea of freedom if you weren't toying with the idea of not freedom at the same time so much. Do you guys know what I mean? That reminds me of this one time that I was driving. I was on a road trip by myself, like in the pandemic, to return a friend's car, and who had left their car in LA. Long story, but it was great. It was a road trip that I got to drive up the 101 by myself, but I didn't have like music or something, so I was just listening to the radio, and I was like going back and forth. The station was going back and forth between like Christian radio and then like this college campus radio. It was like, and then the college campus radio would be like Angela Davis, and then that's like where I heard that concept where she was talking about the founding fathers talking about freedom while holding slaves. And then it would be like, and then it'd go back to Christian radio, and it'd be like, and the devil is inside of you, and if you don't repent and become one of the people in America who loves America. And that is a tenet of slaveholding, that they were oppressing others so much that they were coming up with these ideas of freedom from slavery and from watching the hopes of their slaves. you will repent for your homosexuality, and you will, it was just like, it was just so interesting, the back and forth of the vibe. And it was like, so, obviously to me, I'm like, oh, Angela Davis is just like clear, rational, peaceful, smart, full of light, full of honesty, full of thought. And then the Christian radio was like just a little bit psycho to me. And anyway, back to this idea of like loving America or not. I just, I don't know what people who think they love America think that they love. I think that they just mostly like love racism, and they think if they're not racist, then they're going to lose their ability to like sit on the porch. And I don't know, like, or like have dreams and have a house or whatever, or have a family. And like, I don't know. It's just so bananas to me, because it's like this whole land, and other people lived all over this whole land and managed this whole land, all types of different native people. And they were super genocided and pushed to reservations. And then, but you're like, this is like a white country that like, I don't know. It's just, you guys know this. I don't know why I'm babbling to you guys about this. This wasn't the plan, but I'm just reflecting on like patriotism as someone who was like raised to be patriotic. And I did go to a baseball game recently, and they sang the national anthem, and I teared up a little bit, and I always have. And I used to think that was patriotic. Like I was like, I love this country. But now I realize like, I just like love singing. And they made me feel like it was like something else that I was loving. Stuff people are obsessed with right now is a bunch of comedians like Bill Burr, Louis C.K., Jessica Kirsten, Bobby Lee, and Andrew Santino. Like, all these guys, Dave Chappelle, all took a bunch of money to perform in Saudi Arabia for like the Prince. And it's the Riyadh Comedy Festival. Everyone's talking about it. It's a big scandal. Like, oh, you took so much money from these guys who have all these human rights abuses, and you just like wanted to cash out and support these elites who are oppressive. And I like kind of agree with that. I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have taken this money from this prince. And it looks like in the contract, it was like, you can't say anything bad about Saudi Arabia, which they say they renegotiated. My take on it, in case you guys were interested, is this is not a thing I can care about right now. I just like, I don't really care about these comics doing this. I didn't like think any of them were like super good people. I understand that it's like, we should draw the line in the sand somewhere of like our morals and all of this, but I think it's fine to draw the line in the sand in Saudi Arabia, because here's the thing why I don't care is, first of all, I think that they were performing for like the people too, and I think that that's cool. I think that performing anywhere, even in governments, within countries that have governments that aren't great, is like, yeah, all people should get to watch the comedy that they want from people in different countries if that's interesting to them. I don't think any part of it is like that harmful. I mean, like that much money involved is sketchy. The human rights abuses are sketchy. But I'm also like, with everything going on, it's like, listen, I live in the United States of America. Okay. Like that is crazy. I live in like the empire, y'all. I live in like the place that is built off of so much suffering and is earth destroying. And a lot of my clothes were made by slaves, or workers that were severely underpaid or had human rights abuses. Like we've got a lot of stuff to live with and deal with and try to figure out right now in terms of the way we're treating the planet, how AI is having such a destructive impact on the environment and also our freaking minds. Oh, by the way, I like tried to tell a joke about AI recently that didn't go well, but I thought I'd share it with you guys. It was just that, like, you know how that kid was like talking to AI or like ChatGPT about how he wanted to kill himself, and then ChatGPT, like, I think helped him figure it out. Well, my thread that I ended up deleting, I think because nobody liked it, was just like, AI is stealing all of our jobs. Love Dr. Kevorkian. I just think that's funny because I love a Dr. Kevorkian reference. My aunt, who was really histrionic, just my great aunt, used to always be like, call Dr. Kevorkian, you know, like really dramatically. So I love the reference. But moving on, I like to just tell you guys the jokes that I come up with that don't work at all. A couple other thoughts. Trump got stuck on an escalator that I think they like turned off on them at the UN, which is really funny. But I also just wanted to point out a little bit symbolic, right? Because like, remember how like Trump like first announced that he wanted to run for presidency by riding down an escalator. And now he like tries to ride one up and it gets stuck. And he can't go to heaven. Okay. My other update is that I went to see the new Marc Maron documentary, and Marc Maron did a questionnaire Q&A. That's what it's called. It's called Are We Good? And it was a good documentary. I really liked it. I think it was kind of like interesting for me as someone who like has a podcast that's like, let's be honest, it's like the exact same format as WTF. And it's just like Marc Maron talks about what it's like to just like talk all the time. And I, you know, he's like a white man and is insecure, whatever as he is. I think that he has this idea in his head that he can keep talking. And so I'm just going to do that for now because Marc Maron said that he's done that for 20 years, although he's stopping his podcast, but it just like really made me reflect on when his podcast first came out, WTF. And I was like a comic living in Oakland, and I heard it for the first time at this cafe called Mama Buzz. For any Oakland heads, that there used to be a cafe. I think it's called like the Cafe Telegram or something. It has, anyway, it's like a beer garden now. It has good tuna melts. I think that's what's there now, like over by the Stork Club. And anyway, I was, you know, new to comedy, and I was new to Oakland, and I was at Mama Buzz, probably trying to fucking write jokes. And they had Marc Maron's podcast on, and it just was like, so this was before comedy was all fucking saturated, and obviously podcasting was all fucking saturated. But just like him talking about what it's like to be a comedian, talking to other comedians like about their depression and stuff, and like just kind of like validating comedian like as a thing for me was like really important in terms of like I was in all the other spaces where I felt like people didn't understand that part of me, you know, and there certainly weren't very many women comedians at that time, not young ones. And now it's the opposite. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, you're a comedian. And everyone's a fucking comedian. But back when I started, it was like no one was doing it. And I felt kind of alone in a sense of like, no one understands why I'm like choosing this, like why this weird, stupid thing is cool. And like, because stupid is cool in a world where everything that people think is important is like destroying the earth. So I appreciate Marc Maron. He's not a perfect person, obviously, but that's what we like about him. But the Q&A was kind of annoying because there was like a lot of reverence for him, which I guess is fine. But it just like, I was like, our whole thing should be that we don't like have this kind of reverence for people. Our whole thing should be that we're just like, yeah, that we like this comic, but like we know like he's a complicated guy. We're not like fawning over him the way that Joe Rogan fans or something would fawn over their guys, you know? And also Well, yeah, that's all I want to say about that. The documentary is pretty good, and he lost his partner and kind of talks about that sort of grief. And I think that's important. It was a really validating documentary for like processing, I think, stuff like grief through comedy. And I hope that you guys are all processing all of your grief and sitting with yourselves and letting it in whatever outlet you can, and also going easy on yourselves. And it's really easy to feel down on what you're doing in terms of however we're writing a song or whatever. They do a really good job at making us feel like that's like really unimportant. But I'm trying really hard to roll back the ideas of that fascism has put in me. And I want to recommend a book that I recommend to everyone, but no one ever fucking reads this book. It's called Milkman by Anna Burns. It's like the most underrated book that I never hear anyone talking about. It's set in Ireland during the Troubles. It's kind of a hard read in the sense that it's like kind of heavy Irish dialect, but I've heard if you listen to the audiobook too, it's really beautiful. But it's just kind of like a lot of her interior monologue and sort of what it's like to live under fascism and oppression in this way, that it's like how deeply it's gotten into her mind and her own thinking. So pick that up if you guys want. I'm going to be in Japan, hopefully, by the time you guys listen to this, or maybe even back. I don't know. But if you're there and this comes out before then, yeah, it will actually. I think we're going to put this out this week. And this is the Barbara Gray episode, which I'm so excited about. She's really rad. She was a huge kind of part of starting the Free Britney movement, but she's like amazing in all these other ways. Legendary comedian here in LA, has a great podcast that's really popular called Lady to Lady. And she's just like a lot of fun dancer. But if you're in Tokyo on October 10th, I'm performing at the Tokyo Comedy Bar, and October 12th as well at 5 p.m. at a show called Hotels. So wish me luck on those. And if you're in San Francisco on November 4th, please go to my headlining show at the Punchline. I'm going to try some fun stuff out. I just need to sell any tickets. Okay, let me let you guys listen to my episode with Barbara Gray. I think you'll have a lot of fun listening to it. All right. Love you guys. Have fun while you keep listening to this. Okay. Last night, my ex was at this orgy and I cried because like a Zionist was there. And then I tried to take ecstasy, but it was meth. And then this morning, I came across a deer that was dying and I felt like it was my other, you know what I mean?
Right.
But now when I sit down to journal, I'm just like, it's a little bit chilly.
Well, that sounds like maybe you still have a lot of thoughts, but just life is more chill.
But then that's it. And then I kind of sit there for a minute. I'm like, but my coffee is warm.
Do you read back your like old diaries?
I do like once every couple of years when I go through like all my stuff to like get rid of stuff, and then I'll like flip through. And then be like, oh, that was crazy.
I have a terrible memory, and I never remember anything that happened, and I don't journal. So,
oh man,
it's just all lost to the ether immediately.
It's okay. It is funny to look back at them and then be like, oh yeah, I forgot I slept with his girlfriend. Whatever. We're all still friends.
Yeah, that's a good time.
But we'll leave that in the past. I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to tell people those things. Some people, they found out someone else cheated on their whatever, and they go tell.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think it just all depends on the situation. I don't think I've ever had anyone I had to like tell someone on, but I did have a friend who had like a shitty boyfriend, and I had to confront, her.
How did you do that?
I sent her an email, and I was like, I'm really sorry, but I feel like you're in an abusive relationship, basically. And she didn't talk to me for 2 years. And then later she was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, it's good to plant the seed, even if.
It was just like one of those things where I was like, I can't. We were like out at Denny's and strangers asked me if he was hurting her. Like that's how obvious it was he was a piece of shit. So
Dang, that sucks.
yeah.
You're like, we were even at Denny's.
Even people at Denny's knew something was wrong. And like you're already fucked up if you're going to Denny's in the first place.
I guess that's
Are you a
true.
Denny's fan? I just hate Denny's so much.
Yeah, I don't like Denny's either. I used to go with a group of 12-step people to go do it. And it's like good because it's like a cheap thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like it's like we were talking about how the cat, it's just like, it's not the same anymore. No quality.
Yeah, no quality. I'm curious though. I drove by a Red Robin recently.
Oh, yeah. What the hell's going on there?
I gotta see what's going on with Red Robin.
Yeah, that's got to be no good. Any places like that. I don't know. I feel like Chili's might be good now. Like Chili's is the only one that I would maybe trust.
I think the last one I went to was maybe a macaroni grill.
Oh, Macaroni Grill's good.
It was fine. Pasta you can't do too bad.
Yeah.
Olive Garden's fine.
Yeah. I'll go Macaroni Grill. I'm over Olive Garden.
Yeah,
I do want to go to Sizzler soon though. I've been thinking about that.
Okay, I would go to Sizzler. Well, I guess we're officially recording, and thanks, Babs, for being on Some Timeline, is what we call this podcast. And one of the reasons I wanted to have you on specifically, besides being a delight, is you've been posting a lot about the timeline we're living in. I don't know if you've noticed that you've been reflecting on
the timeline. Are you I guess I have. Yeah. I mean I'm talking about my own shit mostly, but yeah.
The two that I remember from recently is one, you posted a picture of Pedro Pascal's butt. And then you said,
oh, that's right. Yes, I did. Okay.
And then
yeah.
you said, like, I can't believe this also exists on this horrible timeline.
Right. Yes.
Or I can't believe something like that.
Yeah. I was like, how do we have him at the same time we have all the other shit going on?
And thank God we do.
Thank God. I like, he is one of those things that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. I'm fully in.
Same. I don't know if he's fully in to women though.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's at least bisexual, if not gay.
I wrote a little song.
Did you?
About him. Yeah. Well, it's kind of a show tunes number.
Oh my.
And it's just like, it's meant to be a duet. It's like a woman and then a gay man sing it. And it's about Pedro Pascal. And it's, won't you be bi for me? Could you be bi for me? Or would you say bye to me?
Oh, that's incredible. Wow. Pedro the musical. That would do well. Honestly.
Yeah. He's great. He's delightful. We want to see that energy in the straight men though.
Yeah. No, you're right. He's bringing a lot that we need from more people.
He might be influencing.
I hope so. I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot of like, anytime somebody like him is, I don't know, speaks on like the right side of things, you hope that there's a little bit of somebody like being like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
Or not worry about the toxic masculinity stuff. I think it's obviously so entrenched. So anybody like him really helps that, I think.
Yeah, the vibes are just good.
Yeah.
He was in some interview where they did a lie detector test. And then they asked him, like, have you been watching any of the fan edits of you, like, looking sexy or whatever? And he was like, no. And then the lie detector went pee pee. And then he was like, yes. It's
so cool, too, to, like, come into being a sex symbol a little bit later in life, too. I don't know. So I was reading some comment about, because he is like, I do think he's a little bit in danger of getting oversaturated. Like there was at one point where he was in 4 movies at once in the theater, and I was like, all right, I hope that it doesn't happen. And I was just like reading some comments, and some guy was like, he's obviously an industry plant and all this stuff. And I was like, he's been working for like 30 years trying to, I don't understand what you think is happening there, but okay.
Yeah, he was kind of in all these indie films for so long.
Right.
And recently he was in a Marvel, but then I think he spoke out about Palestine, so they backed him off of that or something.
I'm sure, yeah.
So he might roll, but I don't know. But he's making a lot of money. That's good. and we love to see it. Congratulations.
Good. One good thing for the timeline, Pedro Pascal.
Well, another thing I saw in an interview that is he was an acting teacher or coach or something, and that his role in Game of Thrones, he was like trying to help his student audition for, and that's how he like found out about the audition.
Oh, really?
So that's a little.
Is that shitty?
That's not shitty.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't call it shitty.
I mean, it's not the same role that he was auditioning for, right?
The same role.
Oh, it was
yeah.
the same role. Okay.
I don't think it's shitty because it's like you're an actor, you're trying to make it, and you're like, shit, this
Yeah.
role's perfect for me.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting it.
Yeah.
But it is. You can't have the most perfect morals. Maybe.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's not perfect. He's also, of course, yeah. I would expect him to have done one bad thing. So, if that's it.
I think
I think it's, I kind of, what if it was like, a movie where he takes I for some reason thought that the audition class, maybe the person was much younger than him and doing a different role. But it'd be so funny if it's like when somebody takes their kid to go audition for something, they're like, wait, but we want the mom, or the other way around. They're like, hey, actually you'd be good for this. And he's like, me?
Yeah.
But obviously that's not how that worked.
That reminds me in college, whenever I would try to flirt with someone, I had one hot friend that was always with me. And then they'd always be like, wait, her. And then we were roommates. So every night it was
No. Oh no, that's a nightmare. Oh my God. I was just talking with my best friend who I lived in the dorms with, and we were just such dorks in college, and that was not happening we were not bringing over anybody.
That's for the best, honestly. My goal in college was like, I'm gonna get fucked up and bring people home, and it's like tis unwise.
Well, yeah, but it's part of the experience. I mean, it's not that I didn't do that at some point, but the first year we lived together, we were just being nerds, basically.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was a nerd in high school.
Yeah, hell yeah. What kind of nerd were you?
Well, I was in band and theater, and but I was a little bit like, I'm sarcastic.
I'm on edge. I'm edgy.
I'm a little bit edgy, but I lived in a really small town, so it was like, it wasn't really like there was like hard edges to groups.
Okay,
it was like there wasn't really enough of us.
Right. You all had to hang out.
But I didn't drink or date or anything like that. And then when I turned 18, I went on a trip with my Spanish class to Mexico, and I immediately started drinking. And like my first kiss was like a hardcore makeout.
In Mexico?
In Mexico.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was wasted. It wasn't like, oh, this boy, and then we kissed. And then it was just like, I was at a club. That song was playing, the faster, stronger, better. How does it go? It's not even the Kanye one. It's before. I feel like it's before that, when it was just.
Oh, I thought it was always Kanye with Daft Punk or whatever, right?
It was like a Daft Punk.
Yeah.
But I think it was just the
harder, better, faster, stronger. Do it, work it, makes it better. Yeah, that's
yeah.
That's perfect, actually.
Anyway, the guy's name was Gonzalo. That was my first kiss.
Hell yes.
And I remember he looked like older. And then I
was going to say, was this like an all age, or like what was the age range?
I mean, yeah, 18 and up, right?
Yeah.
But I think they don't even, whatever. I remember him being like, how old are you? And I was like, 18. And I was like, how old are you? And then he was like, 19. And then I was like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
And then he was like, I'm 19. And then I was like, okay. He's probably like 45.
God, my first kiss was a nightmare. I was in junior high and like dating a kid, whatever. We'd spoken twice, and we all went to a football game, which like I was not a football kid, but just that was just what everyone did. And like negotiated via a friend about our first kiss. And then we met and like talked for an hour about what the kiss was going to be. I'm not kidding you. Like,
wow, it was like a convention.
Yeah, it was like a meeting of the minds. And then it was and then it was awful. Because we both agreed that we wouldn't like French or whatever, but then he didn't agree to that. So he he had braces and he just like stuck his whole face on me. It was, oh my God, it was traumatizing.
I had braces too,
Did you?
but I got them off before I kissed Gonzalo.
Good. Just in time.
But it did ruin my trumpet career.
No. Wait, it was better with braces?
No, I like never learned how to play as good once I got braces on.
Oh, I see. I thought you were saying like it made the braces made the trumpet better.
No.
Damn. No, I didn't ever have braces. So sorry.
That's fine. Fine with me. I wish I didn't have them. I was like, I can't believe I'm compromising my art for these aesthetics because my father wants a perfect little princess.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's not very princessy to play the trumpet, to be honest. So,
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I wasn't.
you were sarcastic.
I was sarcastic. I did have like teeth like stacked on top of each other though. So now I'm like, that's for the best.
You're like, that's fair,
There's supposed to only be one tooth per spot.
right? Yeah, not double.
So I had a lot taken out. So anyway, but me and you both probably had bigger hair growing up.
Oh yeah,
And this is the 90s times. So we probably share that experience.
yes, definitely. I didn't know how the fuck to do anything with mine, so it was always like looking crazy.
My hair was huge when I was a teenager too. It's like really calmed down a lot since then. But like this was when you had to have the straightest, like I wanted to be able to see every hair lying down perfectly on my scalp.
Yeah, the straightener era, the
Yeah.
like chai. I remember the chai straighteners. That was the brand of it, like the ceramic.
Oh, really?
The 2 plates on it. I remember like, oh my God, I have this picture of me from picture day, I think like sophomore year in high school. And I got my hair straightened and thought I was like the coolest. I was like, yeah, I look fucking cool. And the photo is insane. My hair is like out to here,
Yeah.
just like a total mushroom, like penis head photo. It's so funny. I thought I looked amazing. And it was like, this looked fucking nuts.
Yeah, I have this memory of trying to straighten my hair in the bathroom. And it just kept getting like bigger and bigger and bigger. And my dad walked in and just saw me crying. And he was like, oh.
Yeah, because you have like thick curly hair. You can't just like straight. It's like it has to go through a lot to actually get smooth and straight. It's not just like a 1-step process.
No. Yeah.
Do you ever do it anymore? I'll get a blowout like once every few years, maybe.
I think like last year I did this thing where I was doing a show where I was trying to be Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah, that's great.
Welcome to Theranos. What would you do if you
What would
knew
you do?
you could not fail?
That's a good impression.
Thanks. I had a whole thing. Now she's got billboards everywhere. But I straightened my hair and I like put it in a ponytail and I got very Elizabeth Holmesy.
That's all. Last time I did mine was for Daphne from Scooby-Doo costume. So we're only straightening it for costume. But to be fair, like if I'm gonna go pay for a blowout, it's gonna be multi-purpose. Or
I
whatever.
haven't had a blowout in a long time.
Yeah.
I should probably go get
It's fun. They're pretty they are pretty cost effective now. It's definitely fun to like switch it up, and it lasts like a few days. You know.
Yeah. It's nice. Everyone's like, oh, you brushed your hair. And I'm like, well, a little bit more than brushed.
Someone did
but-
it for me.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I used to know these kids. I did this thing. I don't even want to get into it, but I knew these like Irish kids in high school, and they would like use an actual iron to straighten their hair.
Wow. I didn't know.
It's the same thing, basically.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, it's like-
so you just put your head on the ironing board.
Yeah, you put your hair up there, and they would use the iron.
I feel like they did that in the movie Hairspray.
I think it was a thing in like the 50s and 60s. And
I see.
Yeah,
Well, that's good.
and I guess that's where Ireland is in in advancement of hair straightening.
50 years ago. They got Rosie O'Donnell now.
Oh yeah, Rosie. Oh my God, that whole thing. Jeez. Great.
Yeah. Well, that's the president. That's the president and Rosie O'Donnell.
And that's the timeline that we're in.
So the other post that you had that I remember was you were sitting in a plane and you were next to a kid and you said, what are you going to do or something when you visit your dad? She was like going to
That's
visit
right.
her dad.
Yeah.
And she said she's going to play Minecraft with her dad, and they're going to live stream it or put it on YouTube or something.
Yes.
And then you said, I hate this timeline.
Oh, that was so depressing. She was traveling by herself. She was like 8 or something. And it was just me and her in the row. And the flight attendant told me, like, she's traveling by herself, you know? And so I was like, oh, I'll talk to her. And she was very sweet. And she was like sharing her snacks with me and stuff. And so, yeah, I was just trying to talk to her a little bit. And I'm like, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going to see my dad. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, yeah. It's like, what are you guys going to do together? Play Minecraft, and we're going to live stream it. And I was like, this is literally the most depressing answer she could have given me.
When these kids now are old enough to start talking about their child, there's going to be all these documentaries.
Oh my God.
On influencer children and
You're
stuff.
right. And it is like, it's a consent thing. It's like, they're not old enough to understand how this is going to influence their lives, and they don't have a choice. I mean, there's already obviously a lot of, you know, that Ruby Franke like woman, you know, her, she was one of those like kind of mommy family bloggers who got arrested for mistreatment of her children. And
oh yeah, I do remember this.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's not good. So it makes me so sad. It's like one thing if a kid is, you know, she's like, I'm going to play Minecraft. And I'm like, okay, like if the kid wants to play it or something. But the live stream aspect of it is like, okay, well, that's obviously your dad putting like content on there with you too, which just.
I mean, I'm kind of, I think, radical with it. I think not only no children on social media, I think no child actors.
Yeah.
And I think no child, like you have to be maybe like 16 with a signed whatever. Mm-hmm. But like I say 18.
No, I think it's valid. I mean, I remember learning that like the Disney, oh my gosh, what is it called? Mouseketeers or whatever. What was that show that a bunch of is like Justin Timberlake and Britney and stuff were on? Whatever.
The Mickey Mouse Club.
Mickey Mouse Club, thank you. All that stuff, shows like that filmed in Florida because the children labor laws were more lax there.
Wow.
So like stuff like that is just like, what are we doing? But I don't know, you know, Tess like was a child actor, and like there's nothing that would have stopped her from that. She wanted it.
Right.
You know?
I did too.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Well, you know, I wanted to be famous when I was little.
Yeah.
And that's probably what got me here accidentally to this podcast.
Doing this podcast.
Still. But, you know, I would watch all this and I would fantasize about being the Spice Girls or being whatever.
Which Spice Girl were you?
Ginger Spice.
Same.
Yeah, well, you know. But yeah, I wanted to be famous and all this, but I kind of forgot what I was going to say. Well, oh well. But yeah, I wanted that to, like there was this group of girls. So I grew up down here, and my mom worked for the people who owned this roller hockey. Remember when roller hockey and ice hockey was huge in the 90s?
Yeah.
And we had Mighty Ducks and all this?
Yeah.
So my mom worked for this guy that owned the Anaheim Bullfrogs, which is a roller hockey team. Uh-huh. And they had their cheerleaders, but then they had a young group of children cheerleaders called the Tadpoles.
Oh, no.
And I knew the girl because she was the daughter of the owner, and she was like, why don't you join the Tadpoles? And they would wear midriffs and dance around, and I, you know, like, and I was like, this is my ticket in.
Yeah, you're like, this is it.
I was like, I'm going to be popular, I'm going to get blowouts, I'm going to be a tadpole. And then my mom was like, absolutely not. So my mom blocked that.
Wow, good.
I could have been being ogled by thousands.
Oh my God, thousands of adult men could have been watching you dance.
She ruined that for me.
Yeah, it's such a tough thing because it's like kids, you know, I mean, that's what's so depressing is they say like, that's when you ask most kids now and they say, what do you want to be? They say like influencers. And that's, it's just like, it's so depressing. Yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, I have a niece and nephew who are like 11 and 8, and my brother and his wife are like very good about not letting them have, you know, about not letting them have access to screens that much. But still, my 8-year-old niece, like when I asked her what she wants for Christmas, it was all skincare stuff. And it's like, that's from TikTok, you know?
And it's such a scam. I'm sorry. All that stuff is such... And
all the skincare stuff?
I think so.
Yeah, most of it.
Especially if you're 8.
Well, I mean, no, yeah.
Especially if you're
you should
years old.
You should maybe know about sunscreen.
Sunblock for sure.
Yeah.
Sunblock's different.
I don't even know if I knew about that as a kid. Like someone put it on me, but I wasn't paying attention to it.
I think so. I think all the skin... And then, I'm scrolling and they're also looking at their own faces so much. So there's all this, their canthal tilt and all these filters that see if you're symmetrical and if you have the right proportions and they're kind of like gamifying their own face.
Yeah.
And it is really sad.
Well, I think about that too, because I'm like, I have skin, I have rosacea and stuff like that, and I don't have perfect skin, but I also am not like staring at my skin or my face constantly to the point where I'm like, seeing problems with it. And I was like, that's my solution for skincare. Don't stare at your fucking skin all day.
I think it's bad for your brain to look at your head like your own face, like too much.
No, you're right. Because you're just going to start judging yourself, Have
you ever been like high and looked at yourself in the mirror and then like lost all sense of yourself? And you're just like, whoa, it's just like all these shapes.
Oh no, that's cool.
I had that. I was like, what's with all these shapes?
It is weird when you're fucked up and you look in the mirror though, and you're just like, that's me.
It sucks when you're drunk and you're feeling really hot, and then you look in the mirror.
Oh yeah, like, I've been there.
When I would drink too much, like I would lose control of my facial muscles, so I would look a little strokey, I think, and it would just be crazy. But
it's definitely, especially as I get older, and I'm like, I'm still striding the line of I'm like, I want to, go out and I still like to drink and stuff like that. But then I will like look in the mirror and be like, oh boy, like you're not 25, hun.
Yeah. Oh, looking at myself in the sunshine is a shame sometimes. There's just
that's not for, and it's like, no, I don't need to see that. I just don't need it.
Maybe you look at yourself in the reflection of like a pond or something.
Oh, there we go. I like that. Yeah, we need more pond vision.
Yeah, pond vision.
Pond POV.
So it's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Or even like a car window. It's like, that's kind of tinted. You're like,
right. Like those are the only places we get a glimpse. I mean, just think about how long people didn't even know what they looked like. Or, it's like you'd rarely see, or I mean, I guess maybe you had a little mirror, but that was it or something.
Right.
It's just, I don't know.
And then people would think it's weird if you're like looking in it a lot.
All the time. Yeah. If you have funny. If you had a mirror instead of a phone. Yeah. We actually saw how much we were looking. That's what I should do. I was talking with my mom today about like, she was like, we were just talking about how crazy phones are and stuff. And I was saying that like some people I know have like 2 phones now. They have a burner phone that they use just like day to day or whatever to get away from like having the internet on their phone. And what was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say, but same. Oh yeah, I guess you could have your burner phone and your mirror just whenever you need to. Just pull. No,
because then I'm in a Zoom call and I'm just staring at myself the whole time. Other people are talking, but I'm just looking into my own eyes.
I know. That's what's funny when you record. Like I had somebody record a video for my work the other day, but when you record, you're looking. It's like you have to make yourself look into the thing and not at yourself. But most people are just staring at themselves. And AI had this. And the editing program I had this thing where it was like eye contact. You could press it and their eyes would look up and it was so fucking terrifying.
Scary.
I know.
The AI stuff is so scary. So many people use it and like it. And my mom's sharing me videos of like elephants, like
the like boomer AI thing is no.
And then I'll
bad.
tell my mom like, oh, I don't like AI. And she's like, oh, I know you don't like AI. Or I'll be like, that's AI. And she like doesn't care. She's just like,
people just don't give a fuck. They just straight up don't care.
I think it's so creepy.
It's because they just don't look at anything outside of the concept of like that video, but it's like they're not looking at the bigger picture.
But yeah, I'm really addicted to my phone, honestly. Because yesterday it was like kind of hot. I started my period, so I felt like like, oh, I'm not feeling very, I would like get up to do something and then I'd get all lightheaded. I'm supposed to take
No,
my
it's like
iron.
this is a scrolling day.
It's a scrolling day. And my fucking TikTok feed, all it would show me is this dad and his like child that was become like brain dead, like vegetable.
Yeah.
And I could not look away.
And he's just talking about like their experience, or what is he talking about?
Yeah, and I guess there's a community of people that like understand brain injuries better, and like,
right.
And then the kid is just like, like,
oh my God.
And then he's like, look at my kid walk, but he's like moving his legs, and I'm like, oh my God.
What? Why is your algorithm showing you this?
I don't know, but I could because I also couldn't stop watching.
Yeah, right. Of course.
And then I would read through the comments, and they're just like, Jesus is going to bless this boy with a miracle and all this stuff. Oh my God, this is so disturbing. Why? How can this be? Talk about kids online. Now we got brain dead kids.
Right.
Online.
This kid especially has no consent if is on there.
Like, imagine someone putting you online, you're brain dead.
I mean, it's such a weird, I feel like people really, the problem with people using like trauma is like, like getting followers and stuff, that's such a aspect of things that's like so uncomfortable to approach, but is an issue too.
Yeah, it's all a huge issue.
Did you watch that the documentary that everybody's watching with like the unknown number?
No.
Okay. There's this documentary on Netflix that right now, it's like in the zeitgeist for this week probably, but it's all about these like young kids at a high school who are getting harassed by like a number they didn't know
I've
about.
heard this.
Yeah.
And then it was the mom.
And it turns out to be, the mom of the girl, basically. And she was saying like the most horrific shit ever. And
she was cyberbullying these kids.
Cyberbullying, her own kid. And saying just like, she would say the weirdest sexual shit too about the boyfriend. She was like, my mouth, BJ, his hands, cream. Like, it was just weird shit. But then the end of it, and sorry, spoiler alert, like it was spoiled for me before I saw it. It was the mom, but they're like still close. Her and her daughter. She's manipulated her daughter so much that she's still like, but I love my mom, and it like that's the most fucked up part of it is that they're still in contact, and this mom still has control over her daughter. So I don't know. It's just nobody should have phones. Let's get rid of them.
And
let's dump them.
That's what sucks about love too.
What
is like? Oh, that's her mom. She loves her. That sucks.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
No, she's like you can't tell her like no, you can't talk to your mom. So,
well, I stayed up late last night watching the Interview with the Vampire series.
Wait, there's a show?
Yeah, there's a show.
Okay.
I honestly don't really recommend it because it's just kind of
it's a few years old, right? Or
yeah,
no? Okay.
it's just it's a little bit disturbing, but I was like, I'm getting into Halloween vibes. But it's maybe more disturbing to me than the first one because just I think it's a little more violent and I don't know. But anyway, I don't know why I brought that up. I guess because they're in love, but it's toxic because they're vampires.
Yeah. I mean, it can't just be straightforward then,
Right. Oh, well.
Do they have a podcast, Interview with a Vampire? Is that a... I'm sure there's a podcast named that.
Did you watch this elephant graveyard video? It's the YouTube about like Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe.
I don't watch anything about any of those guys. I can't. It's bad enough that they're in the world at all. I'm not going to like learn more about them.
Yeah, it's for the best.
I don't know. But what's the concept of it?
It's like the way that they're being kind of bankrolled by tech money.
Oh, yes. No, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard. I mean, it's important to talk about, I think, because everyone tries to pretend that they're innocent and like not related to any of this shit, but it's obviously goes much deeper than that.
Like, oh, we're the underdogs.
Yes.
But it's like you're literally like in
it's like it's just comedy. Like it's just come on. Yeah.
But
isn't that insane? Like I never thought that even though they feel like they're completely in a separate world from us, the fact that like the comedy and what we do is like affected, things so much.
It's so crazy because we got into it because it's stupid.
Yeah, like I think it is a very powerful tool, but
yeah,
I don't want it to be powerful in that way. That's not what I'm
like ending
for.
the world. It's like a part of this. Like,
sorry, oops, that's not what I meant.
Elon Musk is like legalize comedy.
God. I mean, I understand why he would say that because nothing he's ever said has ever been funny. So he thinks that like it's a legal problem, but it's not just that he's a deeply unfunny human being.
Make it legal to laugh at my jokes.
Exactly. He's like, that's why people aren't laughing. No, that's not it.
Fascism has kept people from laughing at my jokes my whole life. That's why I'm changing everything.
What a turd.
Go to Mars, open my own comedy club.
That would be incredible, honestly. Please.
But one of the things, what if Joe Rogan and all them have a comedy club on Mars?
That would be great. I mean, because I will say, being in LA, like an incredible thing was when Joe Rogan left LA and he brought a bunch of those shitheads with him. So, like, if they don't want to go to Mars, be my guest. Just take everybody that we don't like with you.
The problem is there's like kind of some crops of new Rogan-y types.
Of course there is. There will always be that.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be as influential as them, you know.
Maybe we'll see.
Not yet, at least.
Sometimes I look at like their likes and followings and shit, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad.
Not even them. Just
no, like guys. I know you're
the
talking
new
about
guys.
the adjacent. Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of like. I really. That's the kind of stuff that I like. Truly have to put very far away from my mind because I'm like. I'm like, I can't, it's too fucking depressing. It's not only depressing because I'm like sad my career isn't further. And I'm like, oh, I guess I wish if I sold out and I just said hack homophobic shit, I'd be popular maybe. But it's just like, I just can't, I'm like, I can't.
Fair enough.
Think about how many people like this. It's so depressing.
Yeah, it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, one of the things in the documentary was that I didn't realize is like, Tony is like ripping off his jokes from other people.
No, I mean, that's not a shock. Which is funny because he's like not very funny anyway.
Right.
So what? Where are you? You can't even write bad jokes?
Yeah, there was the one about, the island of trash. The Puerto Rico one. Mm-hmm. There was a guy on Kill Tony that was like, I come from a peninsula of trash in the ocean. It's called Florida or something. Like on Kill Tony.
Right.
And then one of the other jokes was a Norm Macdonald joke or something that he was telling. And I was like...
Well, I feel like too, if you're in that kind of roast style of comedy, like a lot of it is fairly repeatable, or you know what I mean? It's like, I can kind of see how that stuff gets repeated a lot, but it's just so funny that Tony Hinchcliffe of all people has become this thing. I was talking about him the other night on stage, and like, I mean, I sort of know him. Like, it's whatever. We run into each other like a few times when he lived in LA. But when we had started the Free Britney movement, our very first protest ever was in West Hollywood. It was so funny. We were like, where should we go? And we're like, well, just go to West Hollywood and hopefully all the gay guys will be like, yeah, Free Britney. So we like stood outside the West Hollywood City Hall. And we're holding up signs that say Free Britney and stuff. And I see Tony drive up in his convertible when he still lived here. In his convertible, and his license plate says, I roast. And he's just, and he like pulls up and looks at me and like we make eye contact. And it was just like, that was the diverging of our two lives. Like that.
What is it with like personalized license plates that are just like the worst?
I mean, like, I kind of get it. Like, if I cared enough about it, I would maybe try to do it, but
I just always feel like it's like,
it's usually douchebags.
Yeah, they're like cutting me off with their Mercedes and acting so psycho.
Right.
Like, how much cocaine do you have to do to get to the point where you go through the process of getting a personalized plate?
Yes. And like, how much time do you have on your hands? Because I have 10,000 things to do that like, just are not that.
Just get a bumper sticker that says I roast. What's wrong with that? You have to go through the State Department? That's crazy.
It is wild. It was just, oh my God, just such a little fuckface.
Yeah, I did talk to my therapist about Tony Hinchcliffe and started crying.
I'm sure that's happened for many a comedian at this point. We're all like having such an existential crisis.
It's crazy how I just show up to therapy and then just always start crying. I'll just be talking about something like, and then there's this guy, Tony Hinchcliffe.
I feel like my therapist is like so offline, which is great for her, I'm sure, in her mental health, but she like never knows anything I'm talking about.
No, my therapist doesn't know. Yeah, I think offline. Yeah.
Yeah.
But very politically aware. So
yes,
definitely
no, same.
Yes, but every time I bring up a show or a movie or something,
Yeah, I'll be
all
like,
the
have you
time.
seen this thing? And she's like, no. And I'm like, right, because you have a healthy relationship with social media.
right?
You've learned from what your work that you shouldn't do that.
But you've had some success on social media, or have you've used it in?
I mean, I feel like most of my success was on Twitter, and now I don't even go on there anymore. I feel like I built up like a decent following there, and now it's just fucking dead. So it's depressing.
It's been overrun.
Yeah, I just don't
Nazis.
even. I won't even look at it.
Part of Elon's mission to legalize comedy.
exactly. He is. Yeah.
But I was listening to your podcast, the Britney's Instagram one, around the time that you guys when you started freeing Britney.
Yeah.
And it was so funny how it was like this podcast about like,
We were just talking about her Instagram post, basically.
yeah, I just loved listening to it because I was like, what a light, silly thing to listen to about, because you're listening to it because you're like looking for the nostalgia of this time when things were simple, and you're like, when we think about Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys, all of this, so it's just like, oh yeah, the 90s when it like climate change hadn't sunk in and fascism hadn't fully developed. It was just starting to.
Yeah, right.
Just as I was starting to develop my breasts. And now fascism is fully descended.
Yeah, I think like there's a lot of nostalgia for that time for millennials because like we got so fucked in so many ways, and like feels like that was a time when it was like felt okay for 5 minutes. But yeah, no, we were doing the podcast as like, because at that point we'd been doing Lady to Lady for a long time, and we were like, we knew that like if you're ever gonna start a new podcast, like it should, if we were gonna do one, we want to do about something really specific. And so we thought like, oh, her Instagram's really interesting, so let's do a podcast not just about her, but specifically just about her Instagram. And so it was really fun. Yeah, we were just like,
It was great.
we were just like analyzing her emojis and stuff,
Right.
So like, just trying to like go really deep on like a stupid idea. And then it got real serious.
Me and all my coworkers were listening to it, and we were just like, this is crazy. Because I had tickets to her domination thing.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't really know super what was going on.
I mean, most people didn't. Yeah, we were just like, cool, she's doing residency. Yeah.
And then, yeah, it did turn into a thing where you and Tess became at the center of a time period and sort of a social sort of movement that was really interesting. And I have this memory from when I was like in college. I was drunk, but I remember bringing up Britney Spears and like the misogyny against her and the way that all her songs like kind of are such a great like response to them. But we just like all of society was just like, God, what an idiot. What a dumb bitch.
Yeah,
And then this guy, I was like, yeah, I mean, all eyes on me. I'm in the center of the ring, just like a circus. I was going through all the lyrics. I'm a slave for you. Ever think about that? And then he was like, I remember this guy that I knew. He was like, well, I just think about more important things like getting Obama elected.
Oh my God. What a moment in time.
And then he married my friend, and I didn't get invited to the wedding.
Damn. He was really busy trying to get Obama elected. So sorry about that.
I was not a part of getting Obama elected. I was into the Green Party. There was this lady. When you're young, you get into these other parties, There was this lady, she was a congresswoman named Cynthia McKinney was the...
oh, yes. I remember.
Do you remember her? Because she went off on like Ronald Rumsfeld or something about 9/11. That was her big viral moment. All these different points of the timeline.
I know. God. Yeah. Yeah, I remember like when I just moved to LA and Obama like won, I don't know, that fall or something, and everyone was excited. And yeah, that's all.
I wished that I could be excited.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean,
I was like I was like really annoyingly radical at the time,
right.
Which I still am, but I do take little wins now. At least.
I think it's tough because it's like you have to ride the line. I mean, I think that's our ongoing issue, right? Is like we can't all be aligned So we keep losing because we can't like focus
Right.
together because we all have different priorities.
Yeah, and then we're just constantly going after each other. But
Yeah.
I did dance in the street the day that Biden won. That was a
Yeah,
fun day.
That
in
was a
LA.
good. It was like, let's all agree to. I had a sign that said "Free Britney" that day because we were in the middle of all that shit.
Right.
So I was dancing and holding up a
That
Free
was a
Britney
great
sign.
time.
That was
Full
a
of
fun day.
hope.
Yes,
Full of
It was like
hope.
one day. I'm thinking about that with Trump. Like, I don't know. There's so many issues with him, obviously, but. I just know he's so fucked up because I can't imagine knowing how many people would love it if I was dead and like being okay with that. You know what I mean? Like knowing how many people hate you and not being like, maybe I should look inward.
I think that he like sort of doesn't believe it.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't. Yeah,
And
you're
that's
right.
why he like hates Rosie O'Donnell, because he's like, oh, who's going after me?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, obviously there's so much mental illness shit there that I don't like. I'm not understanding, but
All these guys had super twisted fathers.
yes, yeah.
Super
It all goes
twisted.
back to that. It's all like daddy issues.
Bad dads.
I just love how many of us get to deal with you because your dad fucked you up. It's great.
What a bad dad.
Truly, like your bad dad legacy is living on through your fucked up child.
Got some bad dads out there. No, Elon Musk's dad is like really sick guy.
Really?
Yeah, he married his stepdaughter.
Oh yeah, I
and
saw that.
sired her children. That's some like Chinatown Woody Allen kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's not good.
How come we're okay with Woody Allen doing that?
Are we? I don't think a lot of people are.
Well, I guess he didn't have a son that became a billionaire, so that's good.
Right, like the legacy of like that is he's
Well,
taking
maybe
that with
we
him.
don't know yet.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they had a kid that is gonna.
Did they have a kid?
I have no.
I don't think so.
I've not been staying up on Woody Allen's siring.
I'm worried. Worried about all the bad dads.
Woody
Well,
Allen's obviously extremely horny, so it's probably on there.
Ew. All sluttily playing his clarinet.
That's how he seduces you.
Ew. Woody Allen's sexuality. Did you ever see that video with Woody Allen and Twiggy where he's like, oh, I'll send it to you. He's like, so who are your favorite philosophers? And she's like a teenage model.
Yeah.
And then she like gets really nervous and she's like, oh, I don't know any. And then she goes, what's yours? And then he goes, oh, just all of them. And then she goes, no, who? Name somebody. And he's like, well, all of them. And
Oh
it's
my God,
it's
that's
really good.
amazing.
It's one of the best moments. It's one of the best moments.
Get him, Twiggy.
Well, how are you feeling now about everything and where we're at? It's like the worst
I'm
question.
like, what is the question?
It's one of the worst questions ever. I guess I'm just like, you were a big part of this Free Britney thing. You're in comedy. We've been through this cycle of Me Too did not really turn out.
I mean, I think I feel
Did not go well.
disappointed because I thought that growing up, like I thought that the good people were winning, and I thought that like progress was being made and that it would keep going. And that was, like I grew up in Salt Lake City and I wasn't Mormon, but obviously Salt Lake was a very, Mormonism is a pretty like backwards or I don't know, conservative religion. And so like a lot of the friends I had were gay and queer and stuff, but even then, that was not that long ago, but it was still like, we tried to have a gay straight alliance in school and they were like, I can't do that. And we protested. And so like from a young age, I was always like trying to like aim for the right thing. And it seemed like things were going in the right direction. And I think that's one of the biggest things that makes me sad is I'm like, oh, like that was never the case. It was always like this undercurrent of hate and everything. And it's just, it's really sad to me that it seems to be winning right now. I know it will swing back again, but it sucks. It fucking sucks. I don't know.
It is very disappointing.
Yeah.
It's a disappointing time. So you run an open mic that's really great, and I was like on my way there, and I was just like crying in the car because I was like, I'm just so disappointed.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand. I think a lot of it, I always try to think in the context of like, when people are like, we warned you. And I feel like maybe it's a little bit of a Pollyanna, like white woman thing to be like, oh, I thought everything was great, But yeah, there's, I don't know. It's just sad. It just sucks. And I think it's weird too to continue to be trying to do a creative career when all this shit's happening. I feel selfish for like still trying to do the things I'm doing too.
I don't know though, because what I was gonna say is, I cried on the way there, but then I was there, and it was just like a nice community, and frickin' Maria Bamford was there, and bought everyone wine. By the way, I really wanted to relapse because I was like, this is like Maria Bamford's wine. That's so sweet. I want to be a part of that. But anyway. And chocolate, and she's so funny. And then Laura Keitlinger was there, and she was so fucking funny. And it was just like, oh, this is so special. I'm glad that this exists and is like continuing.
No, me too. That was really like a day that was really special. And I think I've been like, I started stand up in LA, and I feel like I found community when I started here, and I've been going through the motions of kind of like being sad that part of my life is over, and missing that community, but also just being older and like busier. And it's just the realistic thing is it's not, the same, but having those moments is so important. And it's just like, okay, like still here. And yeah, having that like that mic every week has been really like life-saving, but I don't know. It's just hard. And like the Free Britney stuff, Tess and I went through a lot of trauma with that. It was like, and stuff people don't even know about, because we would go through a lot, but we wouldn't advertise it because it was all about Britney's stuff. If we talked about our own, we felt weird, but we went through a lot, and so I barely started getting over some of that, like in the last 2 years, a lot of it involved like being scared of putting clips of stand-up and stuff online, because we went through an era where we had backlash and a lot of shitty people attacking us, and it really hurt. It was awful, and I was like, I don't really want to expose myself to people online. Like, it doesn't really sound fun to put my clips up there, because I don't, how people are shitty, and so it's just all been stuff that I've been trying to get over, and it's been really hard. And I finally feel like I'm coming out on the other end of it, but yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that was shitty, because it was fun.
I know, it's funny. It's like crazy because, a lot of it was positive. She got out of the conservatorship, and obviously now I'm worried about her. It's not like I see her post and I'm like, yay! Like, I do still worry about her, and I'm very glad she's not dealing with her dad's shit anymore. But like, yeah, it was like, I think a lot of people just assume that it's like, oh, like you did it. Yay. You did great. Good job. And like, they just don't know how hard it was on the, behind the scenes. So it's hard to be positive about sometimes because of my personal experience that happened. But, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with people can be so ugly. We're just out here like,
it's so hard
trying to spew vitriol.
Well, especially like stan culture is so like, it's so toxic. Toxic Britney Spears. But it's like, just, yeah, it's not pretty. There's another documentary out right now about Tegan and Sarah. Have you seen that one?
No.
So like, apparently Tegan has had this person who has been catfishing as her for many, many years, and like broke into her email and was having full on relationships with the fans who thought they were in a relationship with Tegan for years, and like knew all her personal information. And it was a fan of theirs, and it's like, people can just be, their expectations of their relationships with celebrity and stuff is just so creepy. And like the access they have to them now is so much more, and just, I don't know. And it's just, yeah, it makes me like wary of having success online in any way, because it just seems like it comes with this really negative part.
I feel the same way. It's so psycho.
Yeah.
So scary.
And so I don't know. It's like I keep wanting to do it, and now if you want to be a comedian who's successful, you have to lean into that part. But I'm like, ugh, it's not very appealing, honestly.
I know, same. Well, I hope that the pendulum swings back in some way that is off.
I feel like it has to. Like, there's just
Right.
no option. But for now, we're like in the shit of all of it.
One thing I want people to do is just like go out to all their local shows and
Yeah.
support their local frickin' scene.
Yeah, that's so important because that's the thing for me is it's like sure like watching a clip is one thing, but comedy is about being in the room and it's like it's about that show that night and like being there.
So much better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the intimacy of that. You can't really recreate that just from like watching a clip. So I don't know. I think like there are people who are moving more towards like analog and like being being with each other again and all that stuff. And I hope it keeps going.
Although this is online, but
Well, that's the thing is I talk about all this and like you have to put it online so anyone fucking sees it. So I don't know.
a little bit, I don't know. It's crazy. So yeah, going out to your local thing and being in community and all this stuff. Is there anything that you would ask that me or the listeners do to help support your experience in this timeline or help bend it towards
Like and subscribe. I'm starting a kid acting school where I'll be farming out their personalities for AI. We're specifically getting kids to scan their faces and use them in commercials.
the hell, dude.
So if you have a cute kid, let us know. We'll take a few pictures and then make money off of them for the rest of their life without them making any. That's no, I don't know. Yeah, same old shit. Yeah, listen to stuff. My podcast, Lady to Lady. We had you on. It's been a long time though. We should have you on again.
Last time I was there, I started my period also. So I like to only
that's
hang out
true.
with
Yeah,
you
only
on days when I'm
Well, I guess
heavily
we
bleeding.
had you on. It wasn't that long ago.
And
we
it
had
was
you on.
raining.
It was raining.
It was pouring
rare.
rain.
Yeah, a rare rainy experience.
It was pouring.
But yeah, we've been doing that podcast, Lady to Lady, for like 13 years. And I'm really proud of it. Like, I'm proud that we're still going and I'm proud that it's still funny. And,
Love Lady to Lady. It comes from a sweet time when women were starting to.
we were talking.
We were talking.
Yeah.
We're still technically talking.
We
you
are.
know?
We're not encouraged to talk as much, but yeah. It is funny. I need to go back and listen to old episodes because it's also like wild to have had a podcast that long because I was so feral like at that point, I was just like such a like party girl, like fucking everybody and and like I'm talking about every experience and I'm more private with like a lot of my life now because I'm like, oh right, some things you can just say for yourself. It doesn't have to be out there on a microphone, but we had it at that time, so I'm like, oh my god, I said so much crazy shit into a mic that's just out there forever now.
Oh my god. Same. Every dark corner.
Yeah.
Before I had even really explored it.
Right. You're just like, because like for me, it was like the experience was the funny thing, and I wanted, I would do it for the story basically. So
Those were the times too. Those were the girls Lena Dunham style
Yes,
times
yeah,
where
exactly.
it was like a Vice article about doing cocaine or whatever.
just whatever like crazy shit we wanted to get into, and like,
now it's just like, how symmetrical is your face?
yeah, it's funny. I was so open about so many things, and I feel like if I started comedy now and I was like 25 or something, I would probably be doing that. Like I would be just doing TikToks about like, my crazy life and blah, blah, blah. But I feel like I do feel more private now than I used to be.
Same.
Yeah. Just how it goes.
Dang. Well, thanks for coming over and chatting
you.
with me. And everyone, listen to Lady is so fun.
Yeah. Check out Lady to Lady. And then the Britney's Gram one's still out there. And we also made a kind of more of a written podcast called Toxic, the Britney Spears story. And I'm really proud of that. I feel like
it was great.
Yeah.
Good investigative journalism.
it was like a
lot of
10-part
research.
series. And basically when we started it, she was still we had no idea she was going to get out. And by the end of it, she gets out. And so it's kind of like the whole backstory of all that.
Yeah, it was really good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're great.
I'm proud of you.
Aw. Okay.
And if you're listening to this, don't come to the mic. It's only for good comics.
Well, Babs, don't worry. Nobody listens to this.
Good.
I'm not blowing up the spot. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for joining us on Some Timeline. Don't forget to email us your thoughts, questions, songs, whatever, at sometimelinepod@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail at 747-666-7005. Thanks to our sound producer, Seth Hover, our musical composer, Jeff Traeger, our podcast artist, AJ Howard, and I'll see you next time on the next part of Some Timeline.